Hey Mario, long time no see. Hey Hexamble, first you are. uh, like 99%, just to be heads up, 99% of all that stream stuff doesn't work. So that's probably the only redemption thing and all that's hooked up. Because I basically had to reinstall OBS, so all that stuff. It's in a folder, but did not put in the time to restore any of it. Advent of Code. It should say that. If it doesn't say that, that's on me. But Advent of Code Day 1. Let me see if I can. This at least still works. Yeah, that at least works. Yeah. Advent of Code Day 1. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, gonna do basically what I did last year. All the Advent of Codes every day, every night. Also gonna attempt visualizations, but try to do better than I did last year. So yeah, Advent of Code. It's inspired by an Advent calendar, which is a chocolate-related thing in which every day up leading up until Christmas, starting December 1st, you get to reveal a thing. In this case, you get to reveal a challenge. Those challenges are usually solved by coding and programming. So they have been going on since 2015, I believe. And yeah, at midnight Eastern, or aka in 5 minutes, a challenge is going to be revealed. There's going to be example input, then personalized input for everyone who's got their account logged in. You can do whatever you need to do to turn the input into the correct answer. Excel, pen and paper. Most people use some kind of technology though. And then you submit it and you are in. Some people go for the hundreds and leaderboards. Some people just do it for fun, kind of make your own adventure out of it. I personally mix of both. I'm going to do my best. So the first, until I get both part one and part two solved, is just going to be stream of consciousness trying to solve it. And then I'll go back and explain it and break it down the solution and the problem the best I can. And depending on how tiring that day's solution is, attempt to visualize it or think about visualizing it and not visualize it. Yeah, and the great thing is that all the previous year's challenges, they're all still available. I haven't done every single one, but you got 2015, got all of them. Yeah, it's always a blast. And while the global leaderboards are nearly impossible for mortals to breach, if you just want to do it with friends or a small little community, you can make a private leaderboard so it's less difficult. So it's the challenges themselves aren't timed, but when you submit them, it records your time. So that shows essentially a global leaderboard and private leaderboards too, of like, hey, look, this is how far, like personal times. Like on the first day of last year, I got 1,091, which means I was the 1,091th person to submit it, which was at 2 minutes and 59 seconds. So it is keeping track if you care about that. If you don't care about that, there's it's just numbers on a board. This is just HTML. This is just numbers in a database somewhere. They're not controlling your life. Nah, just got lucky a few times. It's just practice mostly. practice and pattern recognition. Waste enough time, you too can master solving random programming challenges in time efficient manners. I mean, we're gonna find out in like a minute and a half, but generally, like, there's a little bit of math sometimes in them. There's almost always at least one, like, build your own interpreter simulator thing. Not interpreter simulator. Virtual machine that takes instructions and does things. Um, oh, chat just closed. Apologies. Come back, chat. Yeah, one per day for 30 days. Well, there's one a day, but that one has a two-part challenge. So there's like a brute forcey solution, and then there's either a, hey, did you do it well? You can try it for part two of the same concept, or hey, modify your concept from part one and now do it in part two. Oh, look, it's a bot. Du, 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 du. Oh. Mm. Hmm. Well, everyone just ignore that. My setup is so not set up. I don't have any of that available. Yeah, it's always a blast. I did last year's live, so hoping to do, just a little better than last does. Yeah, we're 18 seconds down. Yeah, by the way, I didn't explain. I have basic template. I have little script that auto downloads input. I will explain it better after. Yeah, time to code. Number one. Boom. Okay, something blah blah blah. Here, boom. Example. Take the example. Always shove it in here. Fix formatting. Save. Run script. Script ran. We love that. Well, yeah, no, got rid of my input. Okay. Example of this is supposed to be 142. Now why? Calibration of these four lines. So turn these into numbers. Each line, first digit and the last digit to form a two-digit number. Find first digit, find last digit, two-digit number. Sum all of them. Okay. Brain. So return. So const nums equals data dot split by new line. Not a line. Line. Okay, so my brain starts failing me. Need to find the first one that's a digit. Okay, I'm just gonna do bad stuff. Const first equals line dot split by this. Find C greater than equal to, nope, equal to, where my keyboard's going, greater than 0, and C less than equal to 9. Lazy digit finding. Boom. Last split. Reverse. Find character digit. Great. Return first. Well, first as number plus last as number. Okay. Show that TypeScript. Ignore that. Okay, so that should be all the numbers. Adding these together. Okay. Turn nums dot reduce. A plus B, start with 0, save it, ignore, it should be good, TS node, run it. Okay, I got 34, expected 142, something went wrong here. Let's start breakpointing this down, first to the nums. Don't be slow. Okay, nums are 3, 11, 6, 14. Nope, not at all. Okay, this algorithm broke up here. Back to this one. Very rusty this year. Okay, first is 1, last is 2. So first plus last. It's 12. Ah, I'm not supposed to turn them to numbers, just concatenate them. See, that's what you get for not reading the problems. Concatenate them and then turn them into a number. There you go. It's always comprehension. Nan. Oops. Okay, back at it again. 1, 2 should be correct. Another breakpoint there. 1, 8, 3, 8, 1, 5, 7, 7, 12, 38. This, okay. Does this not do this? Again, beginner mistakes here. 142. Okay, that is working. Back to terminal. Yeah, whoa, dude, it's advent of code time, not a number, which means something is happening with the real data, which means our input might not have downloaded. No, input has downloaded. What is this? Okay, I'm not anticipating some of the inputs. That's what's going on. Ah, what are these dirty? Clean your data. Don't forget to clean your data. Always gotta clean your data. Look at that. I didn't clean my data and I lost some time on it. Boom. Okay. Hey, Ryan. Not new. Just finally getting back into it. Okay. Looks like some of the digits voted for letters. Also valid digits. Equipped to find the first real and last digit. Okay, so it's always usually a derivation of part 1, as this example is. So I'm just gonna steal what I should have been buying. So 2 in this example, what's correct? 281. But they give me a new example, so that copying was for nothing. Da 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 da. Oh, thanks, Ryan. Appreciate you coming by. Have a good night. So my number finding algorithm needs to find this and this. So find first. Let's make a dummy thing. Cost is, well, no. I'm not doing split individual characters. What would probably be best is a regex with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, easier way to do that before I go down the regex rabbit hole, which is always fun. Dot find index of all of these. Get the lowest index. Cost get first none. Breaking it up at least, so cost best. I can't do find on a regex anyway. Oof. Okay, best is gonna be best index equals -1 or cost possible of, and here we go. 0, 1, 2, 6. Be lazy, split that, spread that. I'm gonna steal their example here. Put that in there, drop the and, multi-magic on the comma. Come on. That got me the right spot. Control right there. All of them but the 1. Boom, these are all my options. So what we're going to do is find first index of. Index equals possible in, nope, wrong one. So index of possible. I'm going to TypeScript. It's costing me a little time here. Index of, okay, if best index equals -1 or index greater than or equal to, not equal. Right, if it's -1, then it's going to be whatever this is. Best index equals index. Otherwise, if index less than best index equals index, of course, but I need to also store found the empty string. So whenever I do this, committing their multi-cursors. Let's say found equals possible, and I return found, but here's the thing, it needs to be as a number, so I gotta convert these back to numbers, which, since it's an array, let's do this. Const the word nums equals this. Put a dummy in there. There we go. If found.length found equals nums dot and index, what is it, index of found. That trick should work. And there's not single string. Yes, ignore, and this should be a number, which boom, we now convert here. If that works, this will do the trick. Get first number line, and this will be get first number line split first join. But of course, this assumes this works. I don't think it does on the first try. Where's my terminal? Find the terminal. Of course, 126.281. So yeah, get source none does not do our things. Let's put it here. That'll allow us to quickly see the failure. No, not that breakpoint. We're done with number one. Say goodbye. Okay. 18, 18, 18. Can tell something went wrong. So yeah, we'll stop it. Guess we'll start to dig into this. Trying to think if that regex solution would have been faster at this point, but okay, 1 gives you 9, last gives you 9, but line is 219. Okay, yeah, that function is not doing what I wanted it to do. Get in there. Okay. Index this, best index is this. Maybe I should be doing an else if there. Okay, no, come on, scope up. You can't see stuff. Everyone shut all these tabs off. Okay, I found a 0. String index of, nope, that's a lie. Yeah, this function is garbage. Okay, index is -1. Found nothing, so this index equals this. And there was my problem. Yep. And index not equal -1. An improvement, not enough. Gonna jump back in there. Just should have still functioned without that. So we know there's no 0. Move on. There is a 1 in this string. Yes, 0, 1, 2, 3, I guess. So, boom, from the best index of 3. We're not going to hit any of these. Hold on, what did we just find? 2. There is no number 2 inside this. Index. Okay, I think that might actually be a run there. Of course not. I'm really looking forward to seeing the proper, easy solution for this, because my brain is not finding it. Yeah, so we found 1, not going to find 2, not going to find 3. Let's just put breaks on all of these. 5, 6, okay, open the scope. 8, 9. Yeah, they are basically the same in this case. Okay, I found 2. Best index equals index. Good. Okay, let's see if this is actually working. Okay, so I found it. It means found gets transformed into the number 2. But this one's to do the initial, and this one's to do something else. The normal case, I suppose. This one plus founds. Okay, so this is enough at the moment. Hey, Jim. Long time no see. Doing pretty well. Okay, first one is 2, -1. Ah. So the 9's failing me up now. Wait a minute. I do a reversal of the line. So 9 is not 9. That's the problem. Okay, so I have to literally search from the back, not search from the front. Can't do reverse tricks. This is going to do manual string searching, I suppose. Or find all of them, find all the indexes, return first, return last. So this will be, okay, get num indexes. Nums equals parse nums from line. Okay. This is a much easier way to do it. Yep. I'm just going to go through each index and do through each finding. So, for I equals 0, I less than string dot length, I plus plus. And we have our possibles right here. There we go. For const possible of these. If string dot slice I starts with possible, congratulations, just found a number. Num equals boom. If possible dot length greater than 1. And then else, so nums dot push plus possible, it's just a digit. Otherwise, num dot push, let's set index of, or nums index of. Found a trick, not found, possible. That should do. Turn num. Great, so we have all the nums from the string. And now, first and last will literally be nums 0 and nums at -1. So much simpler. Famous last words, I suppose. Okay, line and nums. Let's see what we got. 219. At least that worked. 823. 123. I'm trying to read that. 2134. 2134. 49872. Huh. 1823. Okay, I don't know what's broken now. 76. Wait, where do I see? Oh, there's 7. Yep. 16. What incarnation is that? 2983. Did I just combine them as math again? I don't learn. I do not learn. Plus empty string. There's the goldfish memory kicking in famously, folks. Pretty rusty, but not the worst. Let's see how rusty that was. Da 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 da. Okay, still. I figured. Okay, I guess that was a little more challenging. At least I'm consistent there. I am consistent. Yeah, GG. I was expecting to be a lot worse off of that part 2 there, though. Let's see if been a year since I used this website. How the heck does it work? There's a page. stats. That's the one. Yeah, it shows globally how many people have done part one and part two. Yeah, the gold one is both parts. Silver one's for just for part one. So yeah. Okay. Well, that was day one brute force with a refactor in the middle, because brain no thinking good, but yeah. Okay, so in review, okay, first I'm going to commit the code as is. I always prefer to. Well, mostly as is. Try to clean some of these up. Possibly undefined. Boom. There we go. A number is not assignable to string, or number. It says no impact. Just don't want to commit a bunch of TS ignores. And yeah, we can keep those there for historical, but yeah, I usually prefer to commit it as is, and then I will optimize it and explain it in a moment. Oh yeah, and this was the input, it looks like. That's bad. I never even actually looked at the input. 1,000 lines, and then a free new line just to break everyone's parsers. Some of the people who do like this a little bit more effort, like I'll help the parsers automatically do that trimming on there, so they never run into that. But not me. I just forget every day one and like, where's this data not working? I'm trying to remember what my message is. I'm just gonna scroll through it. Okay, that's because I got a format to this. There we go. Add 2023 day 01 TypeScript solution. Yeah, and those are just local annoyances. Let me look at previous years real quick. Number 2. Oh, great. I'm not consistent. Okay, I'm consistently sorry. It just annoyed me. I was like, is it 2 spaces or is it 1 lines? Yeah, that's the way it's gonna go. 2. Yes, please. Okay, yep, that's suffice for now. Again, no functional change, just formatting. And boom. That is added. I'm gonna quiet these back up. And again, this only does this because I'm too lazy to properly set up TypeScript in this project. Hence the usage of TS Node and like. But yeah, so next, gonna take a short 5-ish minute break, and when we come back, gonna optimize / make this more readable, and maybe do some visualizations. I'm trying to think of an interesting one. I'm only thinking of the basic, like visualize a scanner, then be like, boop, found it, and put it somewhere. Input.in, that's my amazing new file format. .in. I actually don't know if anyone actually uses the .in format. It's like input.txt. I just didn't call it a text file. Called it a .in file. I think I saw someone else do it once, and I'm like, that's funny. It's the input in. Oh, how did I get it? Sorry. So for normal people, what you do when you go to the web page, you scroll down and see your puzzle input. So you click on this, and you get light screened. But then it's just plain text here. You take this, you copy it, you open a text file, you shove it in. But a lot of people do who are kind of serious about it. They write their own little script, which is what I did like a couple of years ago. This is a Python 2 years ago. Hey, there you go. It basically does the fetch for you, like to the thing. shoves in your session cookie, which you just yoink out of your local storage. I'm not going to show you mine, but the script I ran at the beginning of the stream, I guess 5 minutes before actually, copied over my template, ran the script, today's date. My script just prints it. I just piped it off to the input file. Yeah, most people just get it by clicking. People who are like care about it write their own, or most people probably just find a popular one in their library of choice. Every library has a auto fetcher at this point. Be surprised if they didn't. But yeah, with that, break, explanation, cleaning up, and maybe visualization. No promises. I will see y'all on the other side. Hey, of course, yeah. I felt bad about, falling off streaming and such before, so maybe I'm not gonna promise anything. I'll try to do stuff. Not just December. Hey, of course, yeah, I appreciate you coming by. Gotta go, gotta go. Have a good night. Yeah, Robodom, I am back. If you're talking about on a whole, I've been back for like half a month in the Discord and stuff. Little, lot less active, of course, but yeah. A lot of, well, what's the expression? Not a lot of spoons as of the last few months, so. But yeah, time and energy. Starting to free time and energy specifically are coming back. Work's going really good. That's kind of what's, been taking up the spoons. It's just, work's been going good. And, when work goes good, life goes good. So the dominoes of like, all these things are going good and they now need my attention because they're going good. So yeah, it's been pretty well. But now, things are stabling and calming down. And it's like, it's gonna keep going good. Yeah, most definitely Robodom. It's basically, like I'm still waiting for the skeletons fall the closet. I'm like, there gotta be skeletons somewhere, but it's going. They haven't fallen out yet. So it might just be a good job. I don't know. Crazy idea. Yeah, yeah, I saw that, Mario. Yeah. Yeah, no skeletons yet. It's like, they gotta be there somewhere. It's like, they might just not be here. Yeah, I did hear about that, but yeah, I'm glad you got the new one. Ooh, and C sharp. Yeah, I don't mean to call him the other Joseph, but the other Joseph, they got theirs in C sharp. So yeah, fun stuff, fun stuff. Entity relation framework, right? Is that what you spend your lives doing? You C sharp developers? Or Razor Blazer? That's actually fun. That Razor and Blazer stuff. It's like chicken or the egg. Probably could answer the question, but who came first, React or Razor Blazer? Oh, okay. It's crash course time. It sounds like then. Of course, of course. Change all the tabs to spaces, right? Make it really look like. Nah. Oh, okay, that is the end of the break. Boop. But yeah, it's always drinking from the water hose. Oh, that's actually pretty simple. I mean, not simple, but straightforward. Very testable. I love stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, working with money, it's always so some parts are simple, some parts are complicated, but if you're just doing math, then yeah, I love that. No test. Okay. I love you. That's a great thing you could contribute to your place. Bring testing, bring assurances. I mean, I know it's math and you never need to test it maybe, but I'd feel a lot more confident with math. Yeah, yeah, it's Advent of Code, RoboDom. Oh, it's not testable code. Well, everything's testable, but I understand that some things aren't worth the effort in testing. Like it's like the dependencies and all that stuff. So I understand. Yes, the timer still counts negative. The thing is, like a lot of like I haven't touched the stream in so long that a lot of things are kind of broken. So as you can see, there's no on-screen chat. My OBS is basically started from scratch, but I was able to spin up my little overlay, my amazing 300 IQ overlay, and get that working. So yes, we still have the negative counting timer. Never gonna fix it because it's not broken. It's a feature, not a bug. Ah, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I suppose that's there's a place for testing every point, and as long as there is testing, right? It's just not in the automated fashion. So at least it's not untested, right? Then I'd really be worried. But yeah, brain is thinking. So yeah, we got the raw version of the first solution down. It's time to optimize this a little bit. So yeah, can I explain why optimize? So let's actually read the story. I never actually got to read it. Yes, I'm using TypeScript. I'm not using TypeScript. As you can see, there's an any here. Gross. Don't nobody look. And there's a bunch of TS ignores. So I'm just using TypeScript just to say I'm using TypeScript. It's honestly offering me little to no benefit. It's offering me some benefit, but at this stage, it's not doing anything. Yeah, yeah. I mean, what 2 years ago I was doing Pure.js, but it's like it's so accessible and like the what half a second or 1 second I lose from TS node spinning isn't really going to get me on the leaderboard any faster. So sacrifices are worth it, and I was able to get VS Code to debug it pretty easily. Like usually you have to do a song and dance with all your environments to make VS Code debug it with the F5, but as you can see it works, and all I really need to do is just shove in TS node register into the equation, which again, I didn't even find this out. I was just like, hey Google, how do I? And it's like, this is how. It's like, awesome, I'll copy that. And every time I come back to this, it breaks because my node version breaks. So I have to update this. But I'm too lazy to actually fix that. It did yell at me once, and maybe I did lose 10 to 15 seconds of TS ignores. So this example here, this yelled at me right here. So I did have to, while I was doing the live coding, of course, TS ignore, which, let's test this out. Do I even really need to do that? Is that just my editor complaining? Okay, I do need to do that. So at these points, it is hindering more than it's helping. But the more complex ones, it does help out. Yeah, for sure. When you're not worried about speed coding, it's helpful. And when you are, TS ignore is your friend, or what's the other one? TS no check? Yeah, that's the other friend, so that's probably what I should have used. But they are helpful at some points. At least from last year's experience. They're more helpful than they're hindering. Okay, so calibration value, each line, calibration, we find first digit and last digit. So let's just name things good. Got a crazy idea. Calibration values. Calibration values, great. And yeah, I'm so tempted to make utility sums, but try to keep these vanilla as possible. Now, first and last, and then make that there. Data trim split. Of course. You're looking at my little trick here. Okay, so I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but C is a character. Say it's A. When you do a comparison against another character, it will convert both of them to their character code. I believe it's ASCII character code, but A code hard code at 0, so it converts it to 97. Then it, of course, converts 0 to 97, and since that is greater than 0, it passes that check. But 9 has a code of 57. Since 97 is greater than 48, this is true, but 97 is not less than or equal to 57, so it fails. So this is a readable kind of trick for checking if a character is between two ranges. This works for checking if it's a digit because 0 through 9, they are all, what do we call that? Sequential in the ASCII table. Exactly. And I use the same trick for alphabetical characters, A to Z, but then capital A to capital Z. You gotta do them separately because I think there's stuff in the middle. Now, in hindsight, there is a regex way to do this. But the thing about that is that if you don't get it right the first time, now you're debugging regex. So it's like, ooh, fun. Let me see if I can remember off the top of my head. Dot test C. That's a single digit test C. I mean, hey, this is the great thing. We wrote it in a sort of test-driven development way. Ta-da! So yeah, in hindsight, probably would have been easier to write this literally on characters, and I spent like 10 seconds just doing. I spent 10 seconds doing something wrong here. So yeah, in hindsight, definitely easier to just regex. to grab the first one. Hey, Leah. How's it going? Are you doing Advent of Code right now? Of course, war, someone might be, but yeah. How has it been going, Leah? A long time no see. Mainly my fault. Those who don't know, she's also an awesome streamer. Always doing Code Wars and fun stuff. I'd shout you out, but everything is broken. Yeah, that's the one I was like, I could have sworn you're doing a stream about something. I saw it on Twitter or X or whatever we call that now. I was like, wasn't there a thing? But my goldfish memory, it's gone. Oh wait, there's a built-in thing for this, isn't there? Yeah. I've never used this. I had to reinstall OBS, so everything, all the custom stuff doesn't exist except the timer. The timer survived. Everything else did not survive. But yeah, finding first and finding last. I'll leave that there for now. Calibration values, optimizations. Okay, so this is trash. Yeah, we're just gonna say goodbye to the trash. Goodbye, trash. And this was somewhat better. To explain the trash, though, because trash always has value. The goal of the difference between part one and part two is that part two allowed multiple characters to represent a single digit, aka the words 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 34, 35, 38, 39. Let's see how much delay came in. Yeah, they are the same value. So this is in my brain. I was like, okay, I need to do two different things. They both need to end up at the same place. It would have taken extra brain power to think through the Venn diagram overlap of these two conditionals. So that's why I was just like, I'll do them separately, which didn't end up helping me. But this one explicitly is if best index never found and this index is found, set. Yay. Happy path. And this one is if index found and better than best index. The reason I needed to do this is because index less than best index is not true when I set it to -1. Now this is completely my fault. What I should have done is use number.maxSafeInteger. Then just this one would have worked fine. But I didn't, because I wasn't thinking. Well, Robodom, I'd say yes, they are beginner friendly the first few days, and taking the speed component out of it, these are all achievable. Like this particular one, for part one, easy. It's not that difficult. It goes through the instructions pretty well, highlights it, combining the first and last digit to form a single 2-digit number. If you read this, which I didn't do, it's had some half my problems, it is pretty easy. Well, okay, that pause was trying to distill in what context is beginner friendly, you know? So yes, it is beginner friendly. The problems themselves, trying to speed through them, it's like, well, no problem's beginner friendly if you speed through it. Yeah, there are like 2 stages though that are like Great Barriers. Hey, Intelligence, long time no see. Great to see you again. Everything's been going well. Oh. Hmm. I must think of my words carefully now. I'm not. I am simultaneously thinking of my words and trying. Almost said it. The process of regaining my location of thought. I am doing Advent of Code. Day one. Oh, I have done Advent of Code day one. Now I am, explaining and optimizing my solution. I was surviving. I can continue to do it for the next. I think those are what, 5 minutes. I don't have to look. Oh, I can't read that now. Eh. Mm, mm. I can't see chat right now. Hold up. Oh, 15 minutes. Lord. Lose the glasses. Ah! I'm doing pretty well, Intelligence. Yeah, it's coming along well. Hope your holidays are going pretty well too. Oh wow, this just reminds me how badly I need glasses because I take them off and it's worse. But just shows how bad my glasses. I need new ones. No, I landed a gig back in March, so almost a year now. Yeah, I have been, focusing on the new job and stuff, so devoting a little bit more time there. But free time is freeing up, so I'm slowly lurking back in the Discord. Yeah, look at all this code. Oh, here's the solution. It didn't. Aha. Yeah, my LinkedIn is updated on Aggie. It's no secret. It's Source Allies. It's where I work now. Yeah. LinkedIn. Hey, Epsilon 1. Thanks for the raid. That's not where the shut up command goes. Yeah, happy Advent of Code to you also. Apologies for subpar setup. Yeah, I'm gonna shout you out in the code. That's gonna work, right? It almost did. Hit the enter button. Hit the enter button. There, okay, it went, finally. But yeah, hopefully your stream went well. I assume you're also doing some Advent of Code. But yeah, software engineer now, Intelligence. Don't know what the WD stands for. But yeah, we finished the day one, just doing some optimizations now. Trying to make this a little better. Oh, web developer. There is web in the component. Yeah, I mean, it's to Source Allies is a consultancy, so lots of different tasks, different times. So it jumps around from different projects, whatever the needs are at the moment. I've dabbled in web dev, Python, all kinds of different technologies. Yeah, doing some back end stuff at the moment, but there's a front end to the back end, so you can count that as web dev. Hey, it's all about the fun though, right, Epsilon? Yeah, I mean, hey, don't feel too bad. I wrote this entire function for part two, and then I was like, no, I can't do that function. And then I was like, get rid of this function, rewrite this new function. So yeah, lots of improvements, but it's day one. Everyone's rusty. Shorten that code. That's the idea. That's the idea. Well, we haven't even gotten through refactor v1. I can't refactor. Yeah, we're just explaining why trash is trash. So yeah, for the new folks, solve one. This is my solution to the first one. I'm using TypeScript, but it's really just JavaScript. Yeah, those sounds are broken. Lots of the stream is broken intelligence. Only thing that really survived is the timer. Everything else is dead. Yeah, I'll definitely refund. I promise I'll refund. I don't have that window up on my other screen. The activity, whatever you call it. Yeah, first one, initially, we didn't use this regex magic. That was just, we were talking about coolness. Initially, I did the ASCII comparator trick, finding the first character that was an ASCII character of a digit, 0 through 9, first, last, combine them, mark them as a number, then go through all of them and sum them. So, classic first one. I'll not be shouting you out. And then, I don't know. I don't think I have the ability to color the timer without the integrations working. Nope, that's a number. No, I don't have the power to color the timer without the integration, so just imagine it. That's all I can say. Appreciate alert intelligence. Yeah, now we're just using the regex one. Much easier, much cooler. And yeah, this was my idea, to get the first number of the line and to get the first number of the reverse line, which would have worked beautifully without realizing that, hey, when you reverse TWO, it's OWT. It's a different word now. Ooh, hot pink theme. Okay. Theme. I've uninstalled all my themes, so I don't have them installed. Probably one actually specific you're asking for. Hot pink theme. I was expecting. Am I not doing this? How do I do filter themes? Just pink, I guess, would suffice. AC films, long time no see. It's quite a light theme though. Okay, I do want some pink in there to honor the request. Yeah, it looks pink enough. But yeah, I'm doing pretty well myself, C Films. Just Advent of Code day one. Doing some optimizations. Glad you are. It is pretty pink. I can't read any of this text down here. Glad I wasn't looking there though. Not completely opposed to the font colorings though. But yeah, the reason this function is bad is because when you reverse a line like the first one, 219, it becomes ENIN10WT, which these are no longer detectable. In hindsight, I could have put in the effort to also detect the dot reverse of these, but I didn't. I came up with a more efficient means, because this would have had to run once for each line in both iteration. Yeah, honestly, it's not that bad of a theme, Mario. I mean, I personally am gonna would knock this down to more reasonable, but the syntax, completely acceptable. Even the sidebar, the lighter, it's completely acceptable to my eyes. Yeah, so yeah, we don't do this function here. We do the cool new function, which takes in ye old string, which we call string. Ah, that's green. Gross. I'll survive with it a little bit longer. Appreciate it. Yeah, we create an array of numbers, and we're like, hey, let's go through this string. Now, this is kind of a dirty search, almost manual, not completely manual, only partial, where we go through all the possible values, which are all the digits. We got lazy, split and spread them to put this in the array, and hard code the possible word numbers. And we say, hey, if the string from this point forward starts with this possible subsection. Now, I could have done slice I plus possible length. Probably more efficient than it starts with. Yeah, I'd say it probably would be. So yeah, it seems like a straight up optimization right there, actually. Make sure I didn't break it in the last 2 minutes. Great, I didn't break it. I plus possible dot length, then triple equals possible. Beautiful. Okay, first optimization, at least in my mind. Next is this possible thing here. So the thing is, I still want to do this number parsing. I actually want to do this number parsing also in the first solution. As you see here, we're essentially searching through the string at a maximum or a worst case of twice, from first to last and last to first. We just search through it once and pull out the first and pull out the last accordingly, which is what this cool little function mostly does for us. So this is going to, again, generalize our solution where possible. Number birds. No autocomplete. Okay, see films. We'll see. That shouldn't be too difficult. So yeah, this trick here, I'm just using the indexes to pull those out. I can keep doing that. Parse numbers from. It's good enough. Num equals numbers. String length. Thing is, I am supporting 0 when 0 isn't actually a requirement. So above and beyond, we love that. It's been going pretty well. See, films, I've been focused on work and other facets of life, but those are stabilizing now, so getting some free time back. Nope, this is my only purpose in December. The only thing I'm doing is Advent of there's life, family, Christmas. Nothing too crazy though. It's not this year. Saving all the crazy for next year. Okay, so what we can do here is spread our number words here, number words here, and instead of generating this awesome array of stuff every time, we don't. Hey, I'm glad to hear, see films. Yeah, I can't imagine how far it's been growing. It's been a while. Okay, so this is the cool thing where we generalize it to a point, but we make it usable for both solutions. So this is how we're going to do this. We're going to say numbers. No, we want number values. Basically, a way to provide what are valid numbers. Hey, there we go. Valid numbers. Now, this is going to default to yield. So I don't want this to be. I want this to just be an iterable, no, an array of strings. So a string array. yeah, that suffice it right there for possible of valid numbers. Let's go back to where we were here, and hey, look at that. We need some valid numbers, so we'll use still our dirty code here. Again, let's keep this iterative, make sure we didn't break anything. Good job, no breaks. Okay, so now we didn't break that. Let's continue polishing this up. So the way this works, it starts from the left to the right. It says for possible valid numbers, if string slice equals that. So yes, it's quite heavy iteration. In my mind, I'm thinking of the optimal way to do this, because I can search for the current. I'm trying to invert this basically. Instead of going through all the valid numbers with the current slice of the possible, get the current possible, and then see if it can valid numbers contains what I'm currently at. But it's not an easy optimization, and to do so would not be worth the effort, because the length of these possibles are varying to basically infinity. Okay, gonna leave this to the bottom of the list for possible optimizations. So for valid number, there we go. And yeah, person numbers from, it does return an array of number. Yes, it does. We don't actually want this to be an array of number, ironically enough, so let's not do that. Da 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 da. Index of valid number. Then I convert it to a string. Love that. So now it's an array of strings. We love it, which means we don't have to do this dirty stringification. Oh, no autocomplete. Oh, that's not autocomplete. There we go. 0th and last one. Now we're going to further optimize this really soon, but not right now. So let's hard code some things up here. Const numbers, digits. Digits is right here. I didn't even need to do the split. Don't know why I did that. So that's digits. Oh, named numbers. Just found the better word for it. The next great search engine. I have not heard of it, C-Films. Named numbers. There we go. And that's also a constant. Named numbers. Great. Okay. I've had fun enough with this theme. What was I on before? Oh no. I think I was on default something. Which one of these two was it? Yeah, it feels like Dark Matter was what I was on. The C-Film search. Well, what newly can we search? Thanks for the reminder there, Mario. Dark Plus. Yeah, I was like, I was trying to figure out what that bar was like. Do I like it? I don't remember. Yeah, we got our name numbers, our digits, and our digits and name numbers. Lovely. So now we get to use that instead of throwing away all our lovely memory. Boom. Why are you angry? String or string array. I broke something. Aha! I see TypeScript. Save the day. Okay, let's optimize this. These aren't numbers, they are calibration values. Okay. these coefficient values. Okay, so now if we're noticing, here comes the generalization, that is the fun part. We can use this function and this implementation for our part 1 solution, and it's the only thing we need to change. Instead of searching for the names, we only search for the digits, and it still works. So not only are we only searching through our line, technically we're processing it once, we're searching through it. We're searching it for a valid number of times, so maybe not too optimized for part 1, but reduced code base, a bit more readable. This is getting to the point where the code base of solve 1 and solve 2, aside from that change, are identical. So that means we can come up with a generalized solve. Auto format, thank you. We'll do this in here and basically forward along our valid numbers parameter. So, and since we don't actually need this variable, since we reference it only once, directly reduce it, directly return it. Like so. We just pass valid numbers accordingly, like so. Which turns solve 1 into a call to solve data digits, and solve 2 into a call to solve with digits named numbers. Oh, loving that. Still not broken. Love to see it. Okay, trim split line. If we do anything, we only use the line once. We could double map it to this, to numbers, and then just do our thing with numbers. And I'm not gonna commit to it, but I'm not gonna not look at it. I messed all my symbols out. Yeah. Get rid of the return, get rid of the curly, get rid of the semicolon. What have I done? Nope, I've done the wrong things. Purple was my wrap. The wrap didn't help. I'm gonna break some stuff apart. Trim split, map. Why is reduce angry? Cannot find reduce. There's an E right there. It's an E there. VS Code, are you okay? VS Code doesn't look like okay. VS Code, are you okay? VS Code is not okay. It's freaking out. Yeah, RoboDom, actually, a lot of free time to, just mess around, side projects, practice coding, the general. I still have some free time, but, I mean, not too much of recent. That's mainly because I've been spending free time doing more life management stuff. So the free time got eaten at by life and some part by work. But now the life part has calmed down, hence I'm here. Yeah, I had a lot of free time. I had a flexible schedule. It's another way to phrase it. The time was still being used, but I was in charge of my entire schedule. Yeah, I'm definitely glad to, be back. Oh, there's a semicolon? No, it's not this. What? VS Code be crazy sometimes. So yeah, we can double map it. It looks cooler, so I'm gonna do it. I mean, I don't need the outside of work practice necessarily. I get enough practice inside of work. If that's the angle you're going for, if you're talking about like side projects and stuff, I still get a few hours a day and such. I mean, it depends on the workload and the day. But yeah, so get time. I definitely wouldn't trade in for before. Big fan of employment, stable employment. It's a pretty good trade in my mind. Okay, so this function's cool. I made this little code weenie here. Ooh, watch this. Ah, there you go. Now it looks completely readable, right? So yeah, loving this here. Now this is acceptable, but there's a thing. This is getting us all the numbers. We don't need all the numbers. We need the first and the last. So this is an amazing general function. It's too generalized. It's too abstracted. It's so useful to every other 15th project in the world. We're not using it like that. We're just using it here. So I think this can be optimized to just get first and last. But will I do that though? Is it worth the effort? Is it worth the thought? Because essentially it's doing this until you find one. Boom, you find one. Stop, hammer time, start from the other end. Alright, so if I were to visualize, yeah, yield array, you're going along, yay, and then boom, you find something, stop, start searching from this end, and then boom, you find something. You know what, now that I've spoken it out loud the third time, it doesn't sound that unreasonable. This is gross though. I don't like this if else. I want to do something with it. I don't want to make a gross ternary. But I feel like I'm about to make a gross ternary. No, it's not binary search at all. Yeah, I don't think there's any named algorithm I can think off the top of my head that actually would be applicable here. It's essentially searching from the beginning to the end and then searching from the other side to the thing. Ooh, so I could come up with a generalized function from this. It would just say, hey, take this string of blah and then take your starting index here, then take in a velocity, which is either going to be this way or this way. So that'll be searching from back to end. Searching from front to back could be like, you're going to start here and go this way. I'm talking myself into this. So all I gotta do is write this little function here, and I get to call it twice. Oh, hold on. They'll still need to look forward. Yeah, they're both. It's gonna be generalized enough to do that. Oh, that sounds fun. Okay. Cost. Find first. Find first. I'm not. Well, I can't find the. Can't think of the next name. String. String. Patterns. String array. Start. I could call this start. I'll call it start for now. So I don't need to super generalize it into that far I mentioned. So I was like, ooh, give it position and give it a velocity. I can just give it a hard-coded start of beginning or end and derive those accordingly. Because if I go to support the velocity, then it's like, oh great, someone throws in a velocity of 0, things are on fire. Velocity of 10, you gotta skip 10. It's like, no, we're not gonna support such crazy ambitions. So start is either going to be or just pass me this hard-coded string. We'll hard-code you the beginning. Again, TypeScript's got some cool advantages there. Oh my goodness, Sebastian. I was overthinking the heck out of it. You just replace all of these with their actual numerical values and reuse part one's code. Thanks for coming by and crushing all of my great ambitions with your simple ideas. This is why we have teams of multiple people and not just one. Sometimes you get so tunnel visioned, you miss the forest for the trees. Ooh, oh yeah, those overlaps. Oh yeah, because 1, 8, that's two different numbers. Oh, do we have that? Maybe I got that as input. Oh, look at that. I did not even consider the overlapping characters that belong to two numbers. Hmm. Okay, so you search specifically for overlaps and replace them with like the number 1 and the number 8 combined? I mean, hmm. Yeah, just thinking of that off the top of my head. Like if I was going down that route and I realized ran into this, would have definitely shifted strategies. Let's see if 2, 1, yeah, also overlaps there. It props you for going down this route. Yeah, mine was basically just collecting all the numbers that are in there and then picking off the first and the last. Not too efficient, but it works. Yeah, I mean, I've already solved this, so I mean, if you're, I'm just optimizing my personal solution. If you're down to share, I can look at it if you're open to. But yeah, I've already sold myself on this particular journey. Equals hold on. I equals start equals beginning. If starts beginning, then I equals 0. Otherwise, start is dot length minus 1. Oh lord. That's a chunk of code there. Sorry. So things not scrolling well. Okay, so 8 2. Okay, yeah, so yeah, it being limited to 1 to 9 made it actually possible. You just had to actually identify all the overlaps somewhat manually. Yeah, that's a little. I guess it's a little more daunting to me than it's more daunting than it is, right? Bigger bark than bite. Man, yeah, that was awesome. Oh, that's another great thing I love about Advent of Code. You get to see all these different perspectives and different ways to do it. And that equal. Okay, let's change this direction. There we go. Forward, backward, forward. Simpler. End equals direction equals forward. So now let's flip it. Start equals this. Oh, I need the end. It's the one I care about. End is forward. That is strength dot length -1, otherwise 0. Yeah, regex came into my mind, but then I was like, I don't want to debug regex, so it quickly left my mind. Yeah, so if there's an end, then we're using 0, otherwise we're using end. Easy. If it's not the end, then I plus equals. Okay. I am just waffling about with this. There we go. If we're going forward, then it's like that. And I can just use forward as conditional. If we're going forward, I equals 0. Otherwise, -1. Not the end. I push forward. Or -1. Easy. Now from this point forward, I'm going to steal this code. Give me the code. Give code. There we go. Well, I need to steal more code. And instead of doing all of this, since I'm finding the first, I can straight up return. Auto format fix. Patterns. Yeah, I'm calling it this now. Because I've generalized it to not just numbers. If this point plus the length, of course, that'll have to work. Our optimizations here for pattern lengths aren't possible at this position. We are not doing that. Heck no. Okay, parse numbers from. So now integrating our lovely find first. We're just going to use it in here. Return 2 calls, find first string. What do we call this? Valid numbers. First one's forward. First one's backward. It looks gross. Sorry, this looks gross with the unevenness. Great. Possibly undefined. How dare you? Have I done? Or my curly's bad? Oh, gross. Fixed it. So yeah, it is possible. Oh. Because the function's possible to never return this string. And now this is angry because it is still possible to never return. We're just doing things to make TypeScript happy at this point. Yeah, this should still function. The number changed, but the test passed. This is the favorite part of the show. How did I break this? Oh, this isn't good at all. Okay, I'm betting. I need an example to make this fail. Hey, of course, RoboDom. Appreciate you coming on by. You have a good night. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun month. Of course, yeah. I'm still hanging out in the Discord every now and then. To see a fun, challenging question or so. Catch you later. So how did I break this? It's a good question. Is this 0? No. Oh, wait a minute. If pattern length, okay, that's a bit of a hard coding for a non-hard coded thing. Gross. Grossness aside. So that's number 1 that failed. And number 1 is not using parse numbers from. It's not using the named numbers. Pattern length greater than 1. Yeah, let's jump into here, look at the stack, see if it ever comes from 1. No, it's only coming from 2. Okay, I broke it real good. Much as I was in love with this optimization, I'm not gonna grind my gears trying to get it to work. Let's go to the inefficient starts with. Just shake things up. I blinked and it ran. Okay, dokie. I have a feeling this isn't. Well, my test cases aren't failing, though. Right? Hmm. Okay, let's chop this a little bit. We don't need this intermediary function here. Line. Come on. If this doesn't work, I'm still gonna make this more inefficient to the point of simplicity. Time to go inefficiently simple. My idea is that the indexes are bad. Well, one way to find out then, I suppose. So jump on in here. Right, so we're going forward 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so we're doing our lovely searching. Okay, now we're going the backwards. Ending at 0, I is 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so what pattern do we extract here? Like what do we pull out? The number 2, as expected. Okay. Not gonna spend 2 hours on this, but let's find a big line to look at. Oh, look, beautiful big line right there. Congratulations, you just got upgraded to test case. Do not resist. So 1's the problem, so we're just gonna do it here. Da da da. And the fun part about this is that we need the old code to determine what this is. So it's time to go time traveling. The power of the undo feature. Boom, got it. Well, we also need this part too. Bam, bam, and Back to the Future. Okay, great. So we have, congratulations, new solve, which uses old code. So what is this supposed to be? Don't TypeScript at me right now. Are you complaining about my second declaration? Gross. Just be cool like JavaScript and ignore it. Great, we expected the number 33. So let's chuck that in there. Where'd you go? There you went. Da da da. 33. We're gonna get back our 5. big number. Lovely. Part 1 is working again. Okay, say goodbye to your fancy new function. Oops. Your fancy old function. Again, not spending an hour on this if I don't figure this out shortly. Ironically, visualization would actually help here. Okay, here's a cool thing I can do. Generate both, get the diff. That'll give me the strings I can compare. I'm trying not to spend a whole hour on this, but I kind of need to know what's wrong. Yeah, so this one gives me the numbers. Look at the numbers, look at the other numbers. Find the difference. Okay, so get new nums, get old nums. Congratulations. So I did lose that in the clipboard. So let's put get new nums as here. This is just digits. We know that. Congratulations, digits, but don't break them. So we not just want the numbers, get new, and just call get old, because we want to map it not only to this, but to, so we need parentheses. Yeah, ignore that other line, first, last. Beautiful, where first is find first, last is find first, reversed, and line is line. Let's move through parentheses. Beautiful format. Do it again for get old. Old. Awesome. Now we time travel. Do I have it? I don't have it. More traveling. Give it to me. Boom. Back to the future. Yeah, that's the main thing to do. See films, get those basics down. I mean, I'm remembering where you were when I last, when we last, closely interacted and stuff. Your functions, loop, and array skills are pretty down well, it seemed. But if you really have narrowed that down as what needs an improvement, my tips for that, fortunately, practice is what makes perfect. So breaking things into functions, into more functions, helps you make, like, have better experience with functions. Like, for example, this used to just be two functions, solve one, solve two. As you can see, I noted the generality. I've broken it way down into basically a single function that can be changing its behavior with different parameters passed into it. So generalizing functions that can be practice of identifying the patterns, extracting accordingly to the right level, trying to improve your associative array skills. Associative array, that's a PHP keyword or phrasing, is it not? We don't say that about JavaScript. I guess we do. Never referred to them as associative arrays. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that is a PHP term. Yeah, so that's working with objects in that case. So keys and values for the most part. Dynamic keys, dynamic values, grouping things by values. Yeah, it's a hash map. That's what I was trying to think. Like, that's because in PHP, that's what they call it. That's what they call hash maps are objects associated with arrays. That's what call it what? Ruby or Go or another one of those. But yeah, for those skills, I'm trying to think. I mean, for the most part, it's all about keys and values. I don't know, it's such a generalized, common data structure. Hard to come up with generalized, easy, and bam, you're better at it now answers. What's this next thing's in the clipboard? And it's out of my clipboard. I also have a clipboard up here, I think. Yeah, thanks, Monty. First one was from Get Old. Oh, line, not data. Yeah, you can't go wrong getting the fundamentals down. Makes it literally every other part of your process easier because you're not struggling with fundamentals anymore. Yeah, this is still broken. Wonder why. Time to figure that out. So I have a line. I'm gonna use the old, I'm gonna use the new. A equals. Should have. Again, my brain is running on empty at this point, it feels like. A equals. Call this. Call this. More like this object. Cool object. Const B equals the old way. The old way. And it's not 1, it's at -1. I've done that wrong. Bingo, bango. Okay, great. If A. That's just stupid lazy. If JSON A not equal JSON stringify B console log line A B, but I shouldn't be calling this A B. Calling A new way and B old way. Yeah, like these advent of codes, I would not recommend them necessarily as practice for fundamentals. Everyone has their own cup of tea, but these scale up, unfortunately, which for fundamentals, I would definitely stay with Code Wars. There's a lot more variety there, and it's just a lot more accessible. These beginning days, though, very achievable for beginners. Don't get lost in the time or stuff. Yeah, I definitely say this first day. I was surprised with how long I took. I was like, I am so rusty. It's just not my year. But then I was like, oh, I guess everyone was feeling this one. What have I broken? I broke it. Oh, great, undefined. It's very broken. Oh, yeah, we're also going to return old way, well, new way. Way dot first plus new way. More imperative, but trying to add more functional to it. Yeah, I can see that. Okay, I have to add the reduce. Okay, now my test pass. Gross. Gross. Oh, undefined. Ah, we found the problem. A bunch of undefineds got through somehow. Why am I getting console locks? Everything is failing. We love to see everything failing. Okay, let's try the first one and then let's explode. Yeah, we don't need to see your life failure. Just one failure is enough. So the new way is 4 last is 0. Ah, I'm going to the thing. That's what's happening for some reason. It's probably not looking at the first character. I never considered the fact that first and last are allowed to be the same character, which is probably an off by one. We love off by ones. Hey, Stu Square, how's it going? I did make it to the leaderboards, it looked like, yeah. It was during the moment, I felt so rusty because I was like 4 minutes in, not just, making simple mistakes on part one. So I was like, I'm not just rusty here. And then part two, I was like, I'm over 10 minutes in, I'm totally gone. But yeah, it appears everyone else had the same difficulty on it. I did make some obvious, like part two mistakes. Like I was doing the searching for the words in the thing, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll search them. I wrote a little function. It searches for the first one found. Amazing. So I'll just reverse this string and I'll do the search again. But it's like, well, that's not gonna work because 7 turns into Nevis. What's a Nevis? Yeah, it is. Ah, yeah, and that timer in the top left, that is the super useful timer that I always am using. Right now, it's usually I use it to, how long I take a break. Right now, it just sits there and it counts how long it's been since a break. So it's been 71 minutes since our last break. I ended up, so I'm super optimizing it right now. My solution, okay, copy. How do I go back? Just go back. Yeah, you're in the clipboard. Yeah, my solution that came up at the time was basically just taking the string, getting all the numbers parsed out of it, which is basically going character by character, seeing if there's a number here. If there is, just adding it to the array, and then just popping the first and the last of that number array. So not terribly efficient, but pretty hard to mess up. You can see my comments to code for like, get the first of the split. It's like, the trash code. Yeah, right now I'm just super optimizing that for finding from a direction and going forward. But yeah, here I messed up because my end needs to be -1. I just hit F5. Don't hit that button. Nope. First 0, last 7. Oh, okay, this means, yeah, not -1 there. We love off by 1 errors. I'm shortening it, C films, although it's getting pretty short at this point. Oh, undefined. 823. Oh, that's part 2. That's part 2 broken. Yeah, I broke part 2. But is 53,000 correct on part 1? It is! Yay! Okay, let's get back to fixing this then. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, so again, surprisingly, my super optimization didn't break on the test. It just shows they're not really there. Okay. Got it. Okay, yeah, so yeah, yeah, still got a little optimization to do around our first numerical digit. Actually, there's not much optimization available. Can I just throw? You just be cool. Thanks, TypeScript. Or can I just return null? Probably simpler. Yeah, that's null's not time, but just yeah. Wow. Just return a no up string. Return an empty string. Am I going to benchmark it? Yeah, you know what? Because my plan is to visualize every solution, every interesting solution, not every solution. But for tonight, there's work tomorrow, so I can't be up doing this entire thing. So I might end this off just with a benchmark. I have benchmarking snippets to make that easy. Because the visualization for this, honestly, it's not too interesting. I've already done a visualization similar to this last year. It's just gonna be showing the same line like 5 times with a little like highlighter over it being like, we found a 5. And then a highlighter looking here being like, is there a number here? No. Is there a number here? No. Is there a number here? It's very exciting visualization until it gets to here and it's like, we found a number. So yeah, this particular visualization, while accomplishable, doesn't really bring me any excitement. If I think of an exciting way to do it, sure, but I don't see any fun in this visualization at the moment. I have to, okay, let's try to break this function. What number comes after 0? It is the first numerical number uno comes after 0. Gotcha. Okay, let's fix this now. Oh, that was already false. What am I doing? Ba, 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 ba. Okay, all that appears to be happy. It's a bit long, but who cares? Save it, run it. Beautiful. Okay. I'm not using this anymore. Yeah, say goodbye. Now, this is still a bit of a hard coding here. I don't like it. Because this means patterns isn't fully pure. By all virtues, this should be a mapping of patterns to numerical values. Let's get rid of that test case. It wasn't useful at the slightest. And we're gonna make it that good. We're gonna do this cool. Keys and values at too generic. Values? Patterns isn't honestly the worst I could come up with. It's gonna be a record of strings, because we're looking at a string. 2 T's. Yeah. T's, where get your generic here. Congratulations, you're getting a T back. It's tea time. Const pattern of patterns. Let's first update the usage. It's gonna be easier. Okay, let's update this usage. And digits. So this essentially is going to be zippered of itself. Let's see if I can generate this easily. Ooh, this is a fun one. So it'll be no, not that key. Okay, I know I can use entries around here. Entries. Now give me the values. There we go. Now I want to turn this into a key value mapping as is, what is it, object from entries. It's beautiful. The values are all strings. I can map over the entries, so easy peasy. So yeah, digits, it's still gonna be yelling hard-coded digits, but it's gonna be this snippet here. Copy. So we have our entries, and we need to map over entries. Key value. I have enough parentheses? I do. Key plus value. Congratulations, you're a number. Boom, digits are happy. Now the named numbers. They're straight up hard coded. Do I need named numbers here? I don't, because we're replacing that here. So this is digits and then named numbers. At this point, do the same trick here, at least for my generation purposes. It's quicker than typing it out. Boom, look at that. It's backwards. Entries, map. I have to manually manage my parentheses now. KV. Oh no. VK. No. Hey, I made it. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Seen worse. Goodbye there. Goodbye there. Cross key in. There we go. Pattern length. Nope, no length check anymore. Just get the value out. Return patterns. Pattern. Beautiful. Return. Not insatiable. I'm gonna say this is nullable or undefinable. No, we're just gonna throw a new error. It's gross, but it's fine. Now we know this isn't. It's a record string number. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, I'm feeling confident. Nope. Okay, probably my representations got all jumbled. Oh, and now that. Yeah, I'm gonna say representations are off. Oh, let's see if this extension still works. What do we call this? A watch? Yeah, add inline watch expression. Hey, it still works. Awesome. The little extension I made to take a watch and put it in the code. Okay, yeah, so 1, 1, 2 equals 2, 3 equals 3. They seem to be matching. Give me a word. Are you done? What the? What in tarnation? Oh, and I've said 1. Oops. Ripperoni. So this isn't 142, it's 34. Well, the only way to figure this out is to start spitting out what our values are. So I've squished this into such tiny lines. Good luck debugging it. See if I can pull some of these out though. Again, extensions can be useful at some points. Just have to stop here. There we go. So I can get inside that function. There we go. Let's start a watch there. Okay, first is 1. What's my line? 1, 2. Perfect. 3, 8. Perfect. 1, 5. Like they're coming out as numbers. Again, the third time I've fallen for this trick. The fool. I am a fool. What's the point of types if you just don't do them? Okay, yeah, so congratulations, all you numbers. I made you numbers for no reason. And I made you numbers for no reason, too. Goodbye to the map. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, ba-dum, boom, boom. Beautiful. Okay, now this I am pretty happy with. It's a bit gross here, but it's fine. And we can simplify this just by readability. Start equals cost. There we go. Sure, a little easier. It just makes this a little more readability. Not much, to be honest. Start, end, change, and boom. Okay, this is satisfactory to me. Now, I have benchmarking just out there. Okay, before I run off, I'm gonna commit this. Zoom, 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 zoom. How do I? There it is. Optimize. Optimize in my mind, at least. 3 day 01. Added accordingly and optimized. Boom. There's that all synced up. Now I'm going to my gist because I have one. Oh, I don't want to discover your people's gist. I have one for benchmarking. How do you search this? Does not search mine. No, it doesn't. I have one for benchmarking. There it is. Ooh, it's Node. Probably not too hard to crib out. Oop, don't know what I just did there. I'm gonna JS it just to be safe. Do the bench. Congratulations. It's your funness, and then the usage is. I'm trying to remember how this works. I wrote this so long ago. Do the bench, our function. So this is what we call with stuff. So this tab away. We don't need that. Yeah, so these are our actual usages. So we call it with one. What are we benchmarking? 1 or 2? Well, I suppose we're going to do 1 then 2. So let's keep it simple. Let's just do the 1 actually. Verse string, so new func, old solve 1, new solve 1. There we go. Now let's yoink everything we need for solve 1. Just practically everything. Great. Oh, now I have to get rid of all the types. Not the most tedious process, thankfully. Just holding your finger on the delete key and click-clacking around. Great, so this is new solve 1. Now old solve 1. It's quicker to just go grab the old version, I think. Oh, not the optimized. Go back. Go back. Go back. Internet. Go back. Mm. Boy, GitHub being weird. There's my additional. No, give me stuff I care about. There we go. Oink, oink, oink. We only want to solve 1, which was self-contained, actually. Yeah, that's always a tough one to track down. CFM's undefined. Can be anything. Welcome to the world of JavaScript. Nulls are a little easier, but undefines are anything. Oh, goodbye types. Gross. Oh. Yeah, this isn't TypeScript. Old solve 1. Oh, you know what? We're going to compare this to the regex one, too. Old, but with regex. Ooh, ah. Okay, now for our function, we just need to call it with essentially this. And no, we're not going to do the sample. Is it the array itself that's undefined CFilms? Or are you trying to access an element by an index and the element or the value being returned is undefined? That's 2 different things. If the entire array is undefined, that's a variable, it's undefined. Otherwise, if you're accessing by the index and getting an undefined out of it, your index is probably wrong, or your key or an associative array should be called key. Moment of truth. Node bench. Let's get them gains. This is only for part 1, but it's good enough to me. The concept's the same, it's just scale. It's not bad. Yeah. It's not optimized, as you can tell. So it looks like the very first one I came up with for solving 1 on the old was the fastest one. 1,000 operations a second. Now we can pull out the 2 while we're here. The new solve 1. Just replace all the 1s with 2s. Out there, the 2 with regex. solve 2 is literally the same there, so new solve 2. I'm expecting this to get exponentially better or worse. Took an array and did a replace on it and assigned it to a new variable. You did a replace on an array and assigned it to a new variable. Replace on an array. You mean reassign something? Like if you had an array goes 1, 2, 3 and did array 3 equals new value? Is that what you mean by doing a replace on the array? Then again, you're saying associative array, so it's PHP, so it's an object. It's been forever since I've touched PHP, to be honest. Now it's PHP 5.4, so I'm probably a little bit out of how the modern is. Hey, Raticide. I hope your night's going well. I apologize, sneeze there. We're just benchmarking our Advent of Code solutions. Where's solve 2? Here it is. Old solve 2. Oh, an str replace on an array. They actually don't need to be fast at all, Raticide. This is day 1 of Advent of Code. You could have the poorest performing code and probably still do pretty well. I'm just curious, you know. I mean, someone suggests like doing some benchmarking, and I have snippets around a quick gist of benchmarkings. So I'm just curious. Just to test some assumptions, like I knew it's not gonna be good. See how bad it is. Oh, they're both starting synchronously. This should be fine. Maybe. No, that's probably not good that they're both starting synchronously. Well, let's not start the old ones. Goodbye, old ones. And then the operation in a second. Okay, a little bit better performance with these big fat strings. Hey, there's where my optimization shows up. So yeah, when it's a bunch of patterns that are one length, regex or the simple ASCII comparisons does the magic, but once you're dealing with multis, my forward then backward solution does the trick. There's that answer. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Go away, benchmark. We're done with you. And yeah, as I mentioned, this visualization, I'm not seeing a particularly interesting one in my mind. It'd have to be quite artistic to actually be interesting enough to do. So I don't believe this. Definitely not tonight. Maybe not ever. We'll be visualizing this particular one. Because again, it's just going to be going through it and being like, okay, here's a thing. It's starting from the left, detecting, oh look, I found a number. And going from the other side and being like, oh look, I found another number. Then being like, let's take number 1 and number 2 and smush them together. Wow, it's 29. Like, I'm not saying it's a worthless visualization, but I have already done similar ones to it. And then what we do is we just sum them together, right? Hmm. I can see it being interesting to at least show off I mean, not show off, but highlight the relatively uniqueness of the algorithm. So in this particular example, the frames would look akin to, just make a few more. So they'd be two-lined frames, so I have to get some library involved here. But it'd be like, okay, let's see, we got a 1. And then it basically do this search for a number of characters, pattern recognition, eventually making its way onto 2. There'd be some kind of green color matching, be like, boom, boom, we got it. Ciao. If this fails, it would then, go to the next character, start searching on that index, do the exact same thing for the other end, and then I could see these being pushed together. So in this particular example, it's not very good. Let's find a better one. 8, 2, 3. So that's a better example. So 8, 2, 3. Once both numbers are highlighted, there'd be the 8 and the 3. They would stay in their position. These ones would poof away. Maybe they go Peter Parker style away, just disintegrate or whatever. Sorry, spoilers. And then, these 3 would be smushed together so they, I don't know, go toward each other. 8, 3, and then if they're words, they'll be transformed to their actual numbers for sanity purpose. Then at that point, it will repeat. Then there'd be a transition to the previous number found. Yeah, and all that just to visually show essentially this function. Yeah, not personally seeing it as a high value visualization. But who knows what tomorrow will bring. Let's see. Oh, yeah, 12,000 people. Nice. Well, and with that, I will be calling it a night. I'll be going on tomorrow, of course, same time-ish. The problem too. Let's see if there's any other Advent of Coders still crazy enough to be on. I can throw you all at. Oh, there was someone on Twitter. I retweeted. Let me see if they're still on. Sorry for the delay. Twitter at. Always a pleasure to navigate. You're right. Eh, can't just show me. Okay. Okay, let's see if they're on. If there are any suggestions, by the way, feel free to throw them out. And they're offline. Awesome. Okay, we're just gonna find a random, because my list is gone, to avoid. Game dev. Yeah, I'm not recognizing any people. I think I remember this person.
Do 1, 2, 3.
Soul X
plus
Burn.
4, 5,
Okay,
6.
there we go. See films. Let me try that.
Is there an operator that'll actually work for
computer.
that?
Copying. When I push copy button. Soul X Burn.
The love that goes into it.
And I shall consume an ad. So a little more delay. Mute that audio there so it's no bleed through. No, I can't hear them at all, so because my headphones decided to abandon me at some point. That's fine. I see code on the screen. I can't see good enough because the internet's not showing stuff. Oh, Go. Yeah, I've been messing around with Go recently. Let's check him out. Mess around with some Go, folks. Yeah, again, appreciate you all coming by. We'll be doing this tomorrow and the next 23 days that follow. Have a good one.
What? What?